What is going on, CaneSports? Izubee Charles here for another installment of Inside the Lines. Today, I'm joined by the latest commit in the Miami Hurricanes 2025 class, and Mykah Newton. Without further ado, let's bring him on. How we doing, man? How's everything going?
How you doing, man? Living well, living well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Got to jump right into it with you. Recently
Yeah,
committed to the Miami Hurricanes. How are you feeling these past few days as a Cane?
man, it feels amazing, man. It's just dream come true, man. I always kind of had like a crush on Miami as a little youngin. So, it feels amazing, man, to wake up as a Kane. Part of the Kane family, man. I love the love you guys show, man, and tremendous amount of love. So I love it.
What are some of your first memories of that Miami Hurricanes football program growing up as a Florida boy?
Man, I remember Sean Taylor, man. Before he passed away, man, he was a dog, man. I always used to watch Sean Taylor. I used to find myself watching some of his highlights before a football game during my little league. So he always was just a outstanding player to me, man. So I loved it, man.
I want to talk a little bit about recruiting. It's kind of been a hectic few weeks for you. You commit to
Yeah,
NC State, you get the offer from Miami, and then you flip to the Hurricanes. For you, when did you know you wanted to be a Miami Hurricane, and what was the biggest factor?
I kind of wanted to, really realize I wanted to be a Miami Hurricane when I wanted to, I'm like, I was looking into them. Like, I kind of like this program because I like everything they had to offer. It was amazing. So me and my mama, we went there with my dad, and we went there and we was like, man, this could be a place for us. So we start considering, like looking at the things and looking at some pros and cons about it. And that's when I wanted to realize it was my home, man. It was just so many things that go fits perfectly for me. So I was like, man, this is my home.
We'll talk about that visit a little bit. When you stepped foot on campus in Coral Gables a few weeks ago, just what was that feeling that you got when you're on campus around that coaching staff?
Oh, the feeling was outstanding. It was electrifying, man. They always have that energy and just genuineness, man. They know how to show love. There's some very genuine guys. I feel it every day. Shoot, like before then, they used to call me on the phone, check up on me, see how I'm doing. So I already kind of had a connection with those guys. I already just be like, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? They already knew who I am. They already knew I was coming. It was just amazing, man. All I can say, it was amazing.
And then when I interviewed you after you committed, you said D-Tran is the guy that you felt the closest with. He's a very, very
Yeah,
energetic coach. What are your favorite things
yeah,
about him?
man. Coach D Train just bring the fire, man. He a cool coach, man. He knows everything. He knows what he knows. That what makes him a great coach, cause like he knows, like he has a future. Like he just has a future in his head. Like he has plans. That's what I like about him. Like it ain't no rebuttals and nothing. Like everything's a plan, and he always go along with his plans. It ain't nothing really messed up for real. Like he knows everything. I like it, and if I have questions to ask him, he'll answer them right there for me. So that's what we started to establish that bond a lot.
And then your position coach, Coach Jason Taylor, NFL Hall of
Yeah,
Famer. How cool is it
yeah,
to be able to learn again under a guy that's been where you want to be and more?
yeah. It's amazing, man. Like you can't pass that up, man. Coach is still a dog, man. I watched some of his highlights, man. I'm like, dang, he was making some of the pro O tackles look crazy. So I'm like, man, I would love to get coached by him, man. He's just an outstanding guy. He brings all his energy. You can tell that some of the players really want to learn from him. All his position players really wants to learn from him. He really wants to teach them. So that's why I like about coach.
And then for you on the field, what do you think separates you from most defensive linemen across the country?
I feel like what really separates me is I feel like shoot, I'm very humble, so I'm always having a chip over my shoulder, man. So because I come from a small school, so I have to really prove myself to really get myself out there. I try to work on the smaller things like bending, staying twitchy, being able to just be very athletic. Because sometimes I don't train for my position. I train for wide receiver positions to keep myself in shape. Because I could be doing wide receiver positions, wide receiver things in the game. They tell me to get in, do something as a wide receiver. So I'm just very like I don't ever like I'm not a satisfied person. Also, I'm not satisfied with some of my results. So I keep pushing myself no matter what. That's honestly what makes me different and what makes me a player on the field and off the field.
And then I know you said you used to watch guys like Sean Taylor before your little league games, growing up to
Hmm.
get you hyped up. But now, are there any guys that you model your game after, guys in the league that you say, hey, I kind of play like him or see some
Yeah.
similarities in the game?
Yeah, Miles Garrett, man. I love Miles Garrett. We kind of have a similar size. I'm not dunking like him yet, man, but I'm gonna get there. Trust me. But he most definitely just a very freak of nature, man. Man, he's a huge guy. I seen a video of him dunking, doing 360s, and all of that. I'm like, man, hey, we kind of play it like, because he play inside and outside also. Very much a tweener guy. Very much big, lengthy. He kind of goofy too. Got like a goofy little personality. I've seen like some of his videos and stuff. So he's a very good guy, man.
That leads into my next question. Outside of football, who's Mykah Newton?
Man, a very a very guy. I'm a person that tends to make a lot of people smile, man. As soon as I go in the room, a lot of people smile. A lot of people told me, they was like, man, Mykah, I can be having a bad day, you can just say something, it wouldn't have to be funny, like you could just make me smile. And I'm a genuinely, I try to be the best person I am. I receive a lot of love. I try to give a lot of love. That's just who I am, man. I'm raised to be a amazing young man. So that's mainly just what I try to do every day.
Outside of football, any secret talents that you have, or is there something that you could do that would surprise some people if you said it?
Yeah, I like electric guitar. I'm kind of decent
Okay.
at that, and I love mini golf. Mini golf, man, I loved it. Man, I found myself pretty good at it. So, the electric guitar, I used to play it during fifth grade. I used to be with my band teacher, and at first I never know I was good at it because I used to be doing drums at first. I was like, all right. So he put me on the band one day, and ever since then, I've been doing electric guitar. I was able to play Michael Jackson. I don't know if you know "Beat It" by Michael Jackson.
Of course, of
I was
course.
able to play it, and I football started to get overcrowded with it, so I had fell a little bit off of it. But I used to have an electric guitar on myself, but it started collecting dust because all I was doing is working out in football. So yeah,
That's pretty cool. Electric guitar, man. I
yeah,
might have to get a video of you playing or something to see that song in action.
yeah. Hope I still got it, man.
So when was the last time you played the electric guitar? Do you know?
Man, I say like at least wow, because I did play. Well, I wouldn't say electric guitar. I did that's my favorite. But last time I did do something related to guitar, it was during when I did music last year. I did music last year, so we ended up doing it. I was getting into it. I found myself playing songs on it. And the teacher was like, "Man, you kind of good." I'm like, "Hey, I don't know what to tell you, man."
That's a pretty cool
So
topic.
yeah,
I want to ask you too. Senior year is about to kick off for you. Just what are some of your goals this year as you wrap up your high school career before you head off to college?
man, my goal is to win a state title for our high school. Man, we have the talent. We have everything we need. I want to win a state title and show everybody to stop sleeping on Newberry. Newberry is a very slept on school. We're in a small city, so I just want to prove everybody wrong, man. That's what I've been trying to do ever since my ninth grade year. A lot of people doubted us, and so that's one thing I really look forward to is winning the state title to show everybody wrong.
With you, your upbringing, just talk about your city, where you're from, and how raised you to become who you are today.
Yeah, man. So I'm originally from Gainesville. So I always be around a lot to Newberry area. You just don't know around that old area, and it's a very small town. I mean, people from out there, you hardly get recognized. So I guess like growing up now and who I am now is I'm a very big role model in the community. A lot of people look up to me, a lot of little kids. So it's just like Gainesville has always been like a small town. So it's rarely anybody coming out of there. Like any like type of talent come out of there is stars to anybody. So, it's where I'm from, man. I just shoot. I mean, I started playing little league football when I was 6 or 7, and ever since then, man, was kind of a dog. I played safety. My first ever position was safety. That's crazy. Like I was pretty big. Like when I was small. That's why I get my people used to call me Tall Mike, Big Mike, all of that. So I started playing safety, and then I started playing a little bit of defense and end, and I just started playing that for the rest of my life, basically. So yeah,
For you, leads into my next question perfectly too. When did you realize, okay, I can take this football thing far? Was there one game in Little League where it all clicked for you? Is it kind of
mm.
progressively started getting there for you?
Well, I'll say what really clicked for me is I think when I realized it was my 7th to 8th grade year when a lot of people like I was training with. Well, I used to wake up early in the morning and go train with college players, and I was just at 7th to 8th grade. I used to put in work. I used to always train with them, not knowing the future I was gonna have. I was just going in there genuinely putting in work because I wanted to get better. So then I started getting bigger. Like I started getting around like what 7th grade. I was like 6, I think 6 foot or 5'11". 8th grade. That's why I really got taller. I started getting 6'2"ish. Then all that time, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you can really go somewhere with this." So I started, listening to people and started really putting in work and looking at it. The fact that I can really go pro or go to college for it. So I realized that and started putting in work. And I started. Next thing you know, I started playing varsity football. Had a starting position by the end of the year. So that's good for me.
And then, a lot of people know that grind isn't easy. What is your
Yeah.
why? What, wakes you up in the morning, gets you through those workouts? Well, what's your why? What makes you want to do what you do?
Man, my why is to never make sure my parents work again, man. My parents work. That's my why, man. They do a lot for me. It takes a village to raise a young man like me. No matter if you have parents, no matter what, it takes a village to raise a young man, and to get them out the streets, man. In my area is very hard. Ever since then, my area is very hard. So, that's really my why. They gave me the right brain, the right mindset to stay out of those things. Have a tracked mind to stay forward. Honestly, man, that's one of the reasons why, man. I wake up every morning, put in work, but I think about it and I pray. I'm like, man, I wouldn't. I'm very fortunate to have my parents. Like they did a lot for me. They made me who I am now. So that's really my why, man.
And then speaking of Gainesville, the Miami Hurricanes open up their season August 31st
Yeah,
up in the Swamp. Just what are your thoughts about that game? And I want to get an early score prediction from you.
yeah. So I'm most definitely coming there. I'm already, I'm predicting Miami gonna win, man. That's hey, man, we gonna win. We gonna win. I'm telling you, we gonna win because hey, I ain't even being biased. I know they gonna win. That's what I tell everybody before I even commit it. I'm like, bro, Miami's gonna win. I'm trying to tell y'all, boy. Like I done watched both of their practices. Miami's most definitely gonna win. They got the upper hand. I really can't get no score prediction, but I most definitely know they're gonna win. It's gonna be a very lit city. I'm gonna try to make it. I'm gonna try to be able to, because the traffic there is very when it's a tough game, like when it's a game coming up rival. Oh my goodness, the traffic all the way back up where I'm at, and I don't even live nowhere near Gainesville right now. I live like 30 minutes away, so I'm like, wow,
It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna be up there in the Swamp on the 31st. Super,
yeah,
super excited to see that. But before
yeah.
we end the show, always like to do something called quick hits. So I'm gonna ask you 5 quick questions. You gotta get 5 quick responses. So let's get this thing
All right,
going.
gotcha,
Go to
gotcha.
pregame song.
I either do Ghana, Still Prevail, or I do Young Thug Digits.
Okay, 3 things you can't live without.
My mom, the Lord, and my parents, man. Yeah.
The one TV show that you're watching right now that you're hooked on.
Oh man, regular show.
The regular
Regular
show.
show. I love regular show. Yeah, that's my go-to show. It's literally who I am. They all goofy. They all goofy people. I'm a very goofy person. So, I like, I'm like just I'm very playful. So I know when to, chill out. So yeah.
Well, if someone said, "What are 3 words to describe you?" What would you say?
Oh man. So I would say very respectful, outgoing, and I can be knowledgeable.
And if you can eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Let me see. Dang, man, that's a good question. Cause I eat a lot of food, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I eat a lot of food. Oh, I say birria tacos, man. Birria tacos, you dip it in a consomme. You can add anything on top of it, and that's man. And the crazy thing is, I haven't even really ate it for real yet. I haven't tried no really birria tacos. Like if I try those, that's probably my go-to food anytime. I had it over anything.
Now, when you get to
Yeah,
Miami, there's definitely a lot of good spots down here where you get
yeah,
some.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you definitely got
Miami,
something to look
good
forward to
spots,
when you get
man.
down there.
Yeah.
And then just to wrap it up, man, what's your message to the Canes fans? What are they gonna get out of you when you get down to Coral Gables?
Man, I'm telling you, when I get there, man, a very humble guy, a very outgoing guy. I'm gonna be the best person I could be on and off the field for you guys, man. I'm a big Cane, man. Go Canes, man. So I'm a ride or die, man. I'm gonna ride it out for you guys, man. I'm gonna make every play I can and expect the national championship out of me.
So, Mike and Newton, I appreciate you getting on the show. Where can
Yes,
people
sir.
find you? Shout yourself out, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Instagram, MikeYGZ, Mike YGZ. It's 2 E's, Mike with 2 E's and YGZ. Uh, Twitter, Mykah Newton 1. Shoot, let me figure out one more. that's really what I really be on for real. I don't be on anything else. Yeah. So really that. So just shout out to all my coaches and stuff and my family. And, just everybody that been in my whole process, man. Thank y'all.
Sure, Mykah Newton, again, appreciate you coming on. For everyone watching at home, thank you for tuning in. For Mykah Newton, I'm Izubee Charles. You have a great one now.
So, throw it to use, man.